everybody. Welcome back to another hot episode of a very special podcast. This is the podcast which you talk about all of your favorite TV series from yesteryear and then discuss them over a Batman mug of coffee. In case you don't know me, I'm your boy, Patrick M. Dunn, and I'm joined here, as always, by Kat, I can't even say your name, Kat Halstead, the author. Welcome back, girl. Welcome back.
Oh my god. Gosh, you are a mess today. You are so messy.
Yeah, a little sloppy. I spilled coffee pre-pod, so I really should have wiped that up, but I didn't, so it's just gonna kind of fester. Hopefully
you didn't.
Hopefully ants don't come in. It'll be fine. I could always
oh my god.
I could always lick it off the desk, right?
Oh my god.
That's probably not good.
No, oh my gosh, you're such a mess.
Hey, you know what? This is free. This is free for all of you, so
yeah, it is.
No complaining. No complaining. All right, we're in episode 4 of Cuoco Vision. This is our fourth trip down Kaley Cuoco's filmography.
Yes, I believe so.
And did we save the best for last?
I don't think we did.
Really?
I don't think so.
I'm going to tell you. All right, so we decided to pick an episode of Seventh Heaven that she is in it for like 3 minutes, but her name was on it, and we've been itching to do, not really, but sort of itching to do Seventh Heaven for a while. We decided this is the best time to do it, right?
Yeah, if we're going to do it, this was going to be it. Get it done and
over with.
Move on and never think about Seventh Heaven again until it comes up on our TikTok feeds.
I'm going to throw this out there, though. So we were supposed to record this like 2 months ago. We never did. Yeah. So I watched this like 2 months ago, and I just remember eye rolling the whole time. And I had to do a quick recap today because I didn't remember. Actually, we were supposed to do it again like a month ago, so I watched it a second time. So today was the third time I watched this.
Oh my god. I
think third time might be the charm, because I actually found myself wrapped up into it now. I might watch the next episode.
I technically have 8 minutes and 46 seconds left in the episode. I didn't finish it.
You remember, it all came flooding back to you.
Oh yes. There is so much happening in this episode.
Yeah, we picked a pretty zany episode to do. I can't fathom.
The thing is, I think all the episodes, there's just all this stuff happening. And it's all supposed to, come together in some way. And I'm just sitting here what the hell? I'm why did I watch this show when I was younger? What was the draw?
So I'm going to throw this out there. So first season of the show, I definitely watched but not all the time because it was always on Monday nights, right? At 8 o'clock. That was its,
yeah, until I think the CW put it on at Sunday.
Yeah, I think they switched it up when it became the CW. But anyway, it was on the same time as Melrose Place. So that was pretty much my go-to.
I'm sorry. Can we just talk about the fact that we have Seventh Heaven versus Melrose Place? And this is my favorite part about that. They're both airing spelling shows. Yes.
That's so they're competing against each other.
Somehow they have the same target demographic. Kind of.
I don't know. I feel like the show Seventh Heaven is definitely aimed at families, I think. They try to put something on there for everyone. We get adult storylines, and then we have 5 kids initially. There's the twins aren't here yet.
Yeah, we start with 5 kids, and then we get the twins in season 3 or something.
Yeah, and we pretty much hit all the age groups. So we get Matt's the high school older kid. Mary's the slightly younger. Lucy's the middle schoolish maybe when the show started.
Yeah, she starts off in middle school. Because I think Lucy was our age.
I think so. I was trying to figure out.
Yeah, no,
so confusing.
Lucy was our age. Mary's supposed to be a little bit older than us. And then Matt's a couple years older than that.
I always thought we were the same age as Simon, but I guess no.
What the hell? No, we were not the same age as Simon.
I don't know. I always thought we were.
No, Simon was still the elementary school kid when this show started. We were in high school when this show started. Patrick, come on.
No, we were in middle school when the show started.
No. We were in high school.
Were we? I feel like 7th, 8th grade when the show first dropped.
Hey, I'm about to blow your mind. The show started in 1996. We were freshmen in high school.
Were we?
Yes.
We were that old when the show came?
Yes.
Did this start in September of 96?
It started August 26th, 1996.
All right, well, technically, I hadn't started high school yet, so I was still in middle school because it was summer.
Going into high school. We were both like a week away from high school.
Probably. I don't know. Just in my memory, I just feel like I always related to Simon, maybe. I don't know.
I can see you relating to Simon, though. I can totally see that. Just what I know of Patrick at this point in time.
And then Ruthie is the younger girl, the youngest daughter, who is like super. She's probably like 5 when the show begins, and then she's like 17, I think, when the show ends. I think the last episode's her graduating high school, to be honest with you, because I know I've seen it.
Well, which last episode? Because there's 2 finales.
I think the actual finale, like the real finale of the show. Like, I think she marries T-Bone, who is like her boyfriend, T-Bone.
Oh God,
I don't think she marries him, but I think they get engaged. Or something happens between her and T-Bone.
Yeah.
She gets a tattoo with T-Bone's name on it, and then she breaks up with him, but then they get back together.
Yeah, though, man, those were hard days.
I'm going to throw this out there. Ruthie was always my favorite character on the show because she was kind of like she represented the audience because, like, especially in this episode, she does not give a fuck about anyone in her family. Like, she is just cold-blooded, sick of these people.
Like, it's kind of funny to me because Ruthie has this super close relationship to Simon, you know, and she has this super close relationship to Matt, who's the oldest. And then she has, like, a good relationship with twins because they're closer to her age and they look up to her. But, like, when you put her with, like, Mary and Lucy, she and Mary basically have, like, no relationship.
Oh, no. She's like, who's this bitch that's living in my house? That's what she thinks of Mary.
And, like, she and Lucy are kind of, like, they live there. Like, you don't see them doing, like, none of the girls you actually really see get along, if you really think about it.
There's definitely a scene in the episode that we do today. It's like a very quick 1 to 2 minute scene between Lucy and Ruthie. And you could tell Ruthie just was having it with whatever fucking drama Lucy was going through the moment. Because I just remember her storylines, Lucy's storylines in this show were just fucking way over dramatic. Like, she always had boyfriends, like a different boyfriend, like every episode.
Yeah.
And I don't know. The whole show's nuts. But before we get in there, do you want to paint the landscape of this night of television? Because this is a very interesting night, I think.
Yeah. I'm curious. Okay, so this is what, October 22nd, 2001?
Yeah, so we're 6 seasons into this show. So this show's been around for a while, like, believe it or not. Like, no, I don't think anyone ever expected this show to be on so long. And yet here we are.
Especially, like, considering it was on the WB. Like, shows on the WB, like, when this came out, were not lasting very long.
No, because this, I think it initially was paired up with Savannah, right? It was Seventh Heaven and Savannah were, like, buddy shows.
Yeah, something like that.
And then, for whatever reason, they stuck with this show as to, like, maybe, like, they only could pick one show to bring back, and they chose Seventh Heaven.
They were like, those teens just love that Barry Watson.
To me, he was always like a poor man's Jared Leto to me for some reason.
You know what's crazy is, like, I'll look at his filmography and I have seen so much of it and not even, like, realized it. Like, he's just in a lot of stuff that I end up watching.
He is, but I don't, like, it's not real notable things, though. He's just kind of in, like, low-key things. Like, I remember, what's that movie where he dresses up, like a girl with the guy from who plays
Sorority Boys.
Yeah, Lex Luthor from Smallville's in it too. And then he was in that movie that we did, Teach and Mrs. Tingle, with Katie Holmes, and they like kill their teacher or something. And then like a bunch of TV shows. He was on.
Yeah, well, to be fair, it's like he got like Seventh Heaven ended, and then he got his own show. What About Brian?
Yeah, which was on for like maybe 2 years.
Yeah, it had like 2 seasons. And then he was on Samantha Who with Christina Applegate and Melissa McCarthy.
Yeah, then he was in like the last season of like Gossip Girl or something too, right?
Yeah. Like, probably hate to say this, one of the most ridiculous parts of Gossip Girl is when he's on and dating Serena.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Okay.
Yeah.
And then Heart of Dixie, he was on there for a little while.
Oh.
And then
he had a TV show called Date My Dad.
Yes, yeah.
And then probably one of my favorite things ever is A Very Nutty Christmas, starring him and Melissa Joan Hart from Lifetime. He's like one of those little Christmas toy soldier like ornament things that comes to life.
Oh my God.
And she falls in love with him.
I want to watch this.
Is wild. Okay, like it might be crazier than A Christmas Melody.
The Mariah Carey,
Yeah.
Lacey Chabert, whatever Christmas movie. Okay. All right, write that down. Add that to the list.
It's not as iconic, but it's wild, and you're gonna be like, she should stick to making movies with Mario Lopez.
So is it like a Indian in the cupboard type movie where she puts the toy soldier in like the cupboard and it comes to life?
I kind of don't remember. I just remember like it, like possibly there might be like a little aspect of that. And oh my God, I haven't thought about that book in ages.
All right. Well, we'll like bookmark that, write it down. We'll come back to it. But first, let's go through this hot night of television because this is just wild night. It's October 22nd, 2001. It's a Monday. We're a healing nation. It's like 6 weeks-ish after 9/11.
Yeah. Television's
starting to come back. But we're starting to get all these like weird TV shows that they're just trying to throw out there. But you know what? I'm going to throw this up there. Like tonight is actually a pretty good night. This is actually...
Okay, look.
I think I watched everything that was on tonight, to be honest with you. Somehow.
Okay.
Somehow made it away. All right. You want to start off with our boys at the Alphabet ABC?
Yeah, what's happening on ABC this night?
All right. Believe it or not, we're still in this era where Who Wants to Be a Millionaire is thriving, I guess. Or we might be on the downswing now. This might be the downswing.
Yeah, okay, I can see it. I can see that.
It's still on, but... Because I think it came out, 99, 2000?
I think it's still on. It's got that... It's still probably got some hype. Everybody still cares, like, what Regis is wearing. But we're getting towards the tail end of that.
Were we, like, always wondering what Regis was wearing? Because I never remember thinking that.
Really? Because he would wear... When he was hosting Millionaire, it was, like, this snazzier... Like, he had the, like, shiny suit shirts. And, like, the gem tone ties that were shiny too, and it was like a completely like it was a snazzier, more metallic look than what he would wear on live. And I remember it being like a thing. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it was like a thing in my world and not yours, but what do I know?
I mean, I definitely remember the shiny suits, but I never it was never 7:58 on Monday night, and I was like, I wonder what Regis is going to be wearing tonight. But I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I was always wondering if someone was going to win $1 million.
Yeah, I mean...
How many million... Like, I don't think there was that many $1 million winners, was there? Like, I definitely remember the first one. That was, like, a big deal because it, like, had been a long time. And, like, it had been, like, months.
Yeah, and then someone finally won.
Yeah, they had to, like, actually, like, go ahead and, like, ahead of time and say if someone's actually going to win $1 million tonight. Because I think people were, like, starting to tune out.
Yeah.
And then after that, it was, like it wasn't special anymore, I think. I don't know. Anyway, it was a thing for a while. One time I bought the computer game. It was a CD-ROM, and it was fucking hard. It was a hard game.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah, I never won $1 million on that one. Never did. I tried. I got pretty close. Maybe I got to like 100,000. What is that, like 3 or 4 questions away, maybe?
Yeah, that's pretty close.
That's about as far as I got. And it was only because I got like repeat questions, and I knew the answer to already. All right. Following... Millionaire, it's Monday Night Football. It's the Eagles versus the Giants. The Eagles won. I don't care. Do you care?
Okay. Not really.
You're not into the Giants?
Not really.
Who's your team? The Broncos?
Yeah, my team's the Broncos.
Okay. All right. Not Dallas, right? You hate Dallas?
No. God, no. Fuck Dallas.
I just like to throw that in there every time we talk about sports. All right. You ready for CBS? CBS has a lit lineup tonight. This is like...
Okay, what's happening on CBS?
I 100% was watching this night on television. Things kick off. Can you take a guess first before we get there? 2001.
You're going to start with Everybody Loves Raymond.
Keep going.
Followed by King of Queens. And then I don't know. Like, I'm literally trying to think what else was airing on CBS at this time. And I can't think of what.
All right. You got 2 out of 4. You didn't get the order right, but that's okay. I'll still give it to you. I'll still give you the points. You get 2 AVSP points for that. You can cash them in at the AVSP store. Maybe you can get a trinket. All right, 8 o'clock, King of Queens. You were close. You were close. Doug and Carrie, Leah Remini, Kevin James, fat guy, hot wife. Ben Stiller's dad lives in the basement. He's like, sort of has dementia, but it's never really explicitly stated that he does. But he clearly does.
Yeah.
And wild adventures happen. Patton Oswalt's on it too. And,
Yeah.
It's that kind of show. It was on for a long ass time. Like 10 years, maybe, or close enough.
Something. I'm always like, that's a show I'm always like, how did it last that long?
Because it was good for a little while anyway. I never stuck it out to the end, but
I remember seeing some episodes towards the end and it got weird.
for whatever reason, like the last 2 seasons, they like broke up Doug and Carrie for whatever reason, and like she moved out. Like Doug had an apartment.
I mean,
he lived with his like friends.
they kind of do that on shit. Like even Paul and Jamie broke up on Mad About You.
Yeah, but it was only for like a couple episodes, right?
Yeah. And oh man, those still hurt.
But like
That breakup hurt.
and I feel like King of Queens, like they did it for like at least a couple of years.
I don't think it was that long. It probably wasn't that long. We just don't. It's probably like how we thought Matthew Perry was in like 20 episodes of Growing Pains and he was in like 4.
Yeah, you're probably right. All right, following King of Queens. I'm surprised you didn't get this. It's I'll give you another hint. It's a show we've done before. We've discussed this.
Okay.
It's very hard to find. Very hard to find online. I don't think anyone's streaming it. I think we found it on YouTube, and it's a tie-in to the episode we did was a tie-in to a show that we like.
What the heck was it?
Are the tendrils of your mind pulling it in?
Oh. No, it's too late to be the nanny.
We did it a long time ago.
I'm up. I'm completely blanked. Unless it's like one of those Jason Bateman one-hit wonders.
No, it's not Yes Dare.
Oh, okay.
Basically,
Okay.
it pretty much was like King of Queens, but it had like two sisters like lived next door to each other. They were both married.
Not even that. They don't even live next door to each other. You have like the successful couple.
And then like the trash couple.
The couple that's not doing so hot, and they're living in the successful couple's like guest house.
Oh yeah, it's like a pool house in the backyard, right?
Pool house, yeah, something like that.
And they have like shitty kids.
Yeah.
It was on for a little while. It sort of made the rerun circuit, then it just kind of went away. Just kind of faded, and I don't know. I'd like to check it out again, because I used to laugh at it.
You know what? When I watched it, I enjoyed it, because I remember watching it more when it hit the rerun circuit, like when it was on like TBS and stuff. And I enjoyed it because like I enjoy Mike O'Malley. I enjoy Anthony Clark.
Yeah, I think that's his name.
Yeah, I think that. Because like I liked him on Boston Commons.
Yeah. It was a good show, but I don't think it was on for a long time, right? Like maybe 4 seasons.
4 or 5 seasons, I think.
Yeah. I think it hit like 100 episodes and they like booted it.
Yeah.
All right. You got the next show right, Raymond. Everybody loves Raymond. I think we're kind of like in peak Raymond here, maybe?
Yeah, this is peak Raymond.
Yeah, it was like a super smashing hit.
Yeah, this is probably like when it's one of the hottest shows on TV.
I definitely watched this, but it kind of... You don't really hear about it that much anymore. This had Ted Danson on it. It was called Becker. He was...
Okay, yeah.
He was kind of like a... He was like a doctor.
He's like the community doctor in like a struggling little clinic.
Yeah, like a small doctor's office. But he was like kind of like an asshole, right?
Yeah, he was kind of a jackass, but he would go hang out at this diner. So he had like, one of those like friends or family kind of comedies.
Yeah, it was like a friends group comedy, but he was a doctor.
The girl from the Saw movies in it.
I can't place who you're talking about.
She's like the ditzy assistant receptionist.
Oh, yeah,
at the clinic. And she's in the Saw movies. Oh my god.
Yeah, I can see her face. I just can't place her name. It's just not coming to me. Just like you forgot about Yes Dare.
Shawnee Smith.
Yes, Shawnee Smith. It's like SHAWNEE, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. What else has that bitch done?
Oh, she's done a lot of stuff. FYI, Pluto TV has Becker.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
All right, I might have to do a Becker rewatch tonight.
I mean, I'm thinking, hey, I'm in that weird period where I can't find something I really want to like binge. So I've been like hopping between stuff, and I'm just like I'll put Medium on, and I'll be like,
oh yeah, you're on.
3 hours later, I'll be like, the husband sucks. Why is he?
Yeah, the husband on Medium sucks. But they don't use him that often. Like, I feel like he's not really in it a lot. He's always in it, like, the beginning and the end, maybe.
Like, he's in it, and, like, he comes, like, in the first episode, he's all like, hey, there's this fax from this, like, police department in Texas. What do you think? And, like, he's encouraging her to do this, like, kind of thing. And then when she actually does it, like, he gets all pissy.
Yeah, because he's always out of town solving murders.
She's not even out of town. She's just, like, in Phoenix doing it.
Oh, I thought this...
And he's like, oh, I have to take the kids to school today? Ooh, he's like...
Yeah, I feel like most of the time that you see the husband on Medium, it's like she's on the phone with him.
Actually, no. Like, they have a lot of scenes, like, together with the kids and stuff.
Yeah, but it's like at the beginning and the end of the episode, though.
No, like, it'll be... It depends on the episode.
Yeah.
It depends on, like, if it's one of those cases that's more, like...
Family-driven.
Like, I'm in a period of time where, like, his workplace had been held hostage, so now he has PTSD and he didn't go back. But, like, his specialty, there's only, like, 2 companies in town, like, the one he left and another one that he doesn't want to work for or something, or won't hire him.
Oh, yeah.
So now he's unemployed, so now he's tagging along on her adventures, and I'm just like, you're such an asshole.
Oh, yeah, I'd never seen any of those episodes. I didn't stick around with Medium for too long. Maybe, like, the first season or something. And I feel like...
Yeah,
I feel like the husband's...
I've been lost ever since I finished the one Chicago World.
Oh, so you're trying to find something to watch?
Yeah.
I really feel like you should go down the CSI well. I think that would be fun for you to do.
I mean, it's a possibility. I have to, like, find if I can... Here's the thing. Like, I would love to get into the other 2 FBI shows, like Most Wanted and International, but the early seasons are not streaming on Paramount Plus. They only have, like, the most recent season for those.
That's bullshit. Why not?
Yeah. I don't know, but they're, like, you can get them on Amazon for, like, $30. I'm like, I don't want to pay for a show I don't know I'm gonna like. You know?
Can you buy like one episode just to see how you like it?
Yeah, but it's like a $4.99 episode because now they're all HD and shit.
Okay. Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay. I don't know. Keep looking. Maybe it'll pop up.
Yeah, I figure I'll find something. I've been like that way with books too lately. Like I'll start reading a book and then I'm just like, I'm just not in the right headspace for this one, so I'll try another. And
yeah, I get it. You know what? Here's a show that you should watch. Are you ready for CBS 10 o'clock? I think you can find this somewhere.
Okay. What's on CBS at 10 o'clock?
All right. Tell me if you remember this show. It starred Tony Danza and Dixie Cotter. It was on from 99 to 2002. It was a legal drama called Family Law.
Wait. Hold up. Tony Danza and Dixie Carter.
You don't remember this show?
No. Not at all.
It was Family Law. I feel like they were all related, and they ran like a law firm, and it always had like relatable cases. I feel like.
Here's the problem: there's currently a TV show on the air called Family Law.
Oh, so there's a quandary here.
Yeah.
You won't find the right one.
Okay, I found it. It had 3 seasons.
Yeah, it was on for a bit.
Oh my gosh.
I definitely remember this. I've definitely seen episodes.
Like,
was it the best show? No. But was it enjoyable? It was okay.
I mean, you got Tony Danza.
This was a big turn for him because he was doing drama instead of comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although he did it, there was like another dramatic show he did. I can't remember the name of it.
The Good Cop.
Yeah, The Good Cop.
Netflix.
Yeah.
Him and Josh
yeah.
Corbin. Oh my god, it only has 1 season and it's so good. And people were like, oh, who wants to watch Tony Danza in a dramatic show? Who wants to watch? And I'm like, no, it's so good. Oh man, I should rewatch that.
Didn't he do another dramatic show in the 90s though? About like runaway teens maybe? I feel like he did.
I know he did a show with Lori Loughlin.
Oh, yeah.
I found it recently on like...
That was a cop show.
Yeah, he was like a cop and she was a reporter. And he was recently divorced and they fell for each other.
Was it billed as a drama or as a comedy?
That was a comedy. Yeah. That was a sitcom.
Yeah, but it had serious tones to it though, I think, right?
I'm sure it did.
Was it called Hudson Street?
Yes. I swear to, like, I just saw a couple episodes of this recently.
Yeah, it was good. I definitely watched it.
Yeah, and then it's like a show I had totally forgotten about, and I started watching it one night, and I was just like, oh my god, no. I remember her in this outfit kind of thing. Like,
yeah, it was fresh off.
This is why when I think Lori Loughlin, I think of this outfit.
It was fresh off Full House, Lori Loughlin. She wasn't, like, maybe a year or two out after Full House ended. This is like her return to television, Tony Danza's return to television, and
Hmm.
I think TV Guide gave it like thumbs up or something, but just the audience just didn't do it. Maybe like half a season, I feel like it got.
It got 22 episodes.
Oh, okay, good for them. Good for them. Nice bingeable, like rainy Saturday if you can find all of them.
It's somewhere. I just don't remember where I watched it.
All right, you want to head over to Fox for a few minutes?
Yeah, what's happening on Fox?
All right, we must be getting. We're definitely in like World Series time because it's the Yankees versus Seattle Mariners all night.
Yes, Yankees.
The Yankees won, by the way. Your
well, yeah.
pinstripe boys won.
Yes, my boys won that night. Unfortunately, they did not win the series that year.
Was this a Derek Jeter year?
Yeah, this is the year Derek Jeter became Mr. November because everything got pushed back because of 9/11.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So they were still playing at the end of the month. Like that's when the actual World Series was taking place. And he got a home run just after midnight. So it was like Halloween night they were playing.
Ooh, haunted.
Versus the Diamondbacks. And he hit a home run. It was just after midnight. And then everybody's like, Mr. November.
And then meanwhile, the city flooded after that with just like horny women all over the place chanting DJ's name. All right, you want to go to NBC, see what the Peacock's got to offer us tonight?
Yeah, what's the Peacock got on a Monday night in 2001?
For some reason, I only wrote down what was on at 8 and 9 o'clock, so I don't know what's on at 10 o'clock. But I don't know. I'm intrigued by this night because I definitely watch these two shows. 8 o'clock, we get The Weakest Link.
You are the weakest link.
This was a game show, kind of like NBC's response to Millionaire. It was on for a little bit. It was kind of a thing. People were into it. People liked that host. I always thought she was a cunt, but whatever. What was her name? Like Ann something?
I don't know.
Has she ever done anything else?
I think I watched it once. And that was it.
Has she ever done anything else?
Probably not.
I just remember I had I definitely was in college at this time, and she reminded me of my accountant teacher who was also a cunt. So I just remember, like, I would go to class every day and I would just see her, and then I would come home at night and watch The Weakest Link, and I would just think of the two as one person. And,
okay.
Just get the chills. 9 o'clock I'm excited for. You definitely watch this show. And actually, you should rewatch this if you can find it. Third Watch.
I never watched Third Watch.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. I watched it maybe once when they did a crossover with ER, but that's it. No, I take that back. I think I tried to watch it when it started because Eddie Cibrian was on it and we were Sunset Beach fans and he was leaving Sunset Beach to go do this. But then Sunset Beach got canceled like 3 months later.
Yeah, so then he got to just do this full time after that. Yeah, so Third Watch, it was on from 99 to 2005. It was made by the same guy who made ER. It followed the paramedics on like the firefighters, paramedics, and police officers that worked overnight in New York City.
Yeah, they worked on the Third Watch.
Yes, quote unquote. Oh.
Well, because like you have different shifts for your... I have learned that after watching all the One Chicago shows. That mostly comes up with like the firefighters.
The show became wildly popular after the 9/11 terrorist attacks because like they kind of like incorporated it into the storyline because the show took place in New York City. And it became like, it was always a gritty show, but I think it became even more grittier after that. And they really like got invested in like the personal like toll that it was having on these people's lives.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like you don't really see this anywhere anymore though. Is it on Pluto TV? I feel like it might be.
It is on Tubi.
Tubi. Okay.
Tubi.
Tubi. Shout out to Tubi for keeping the...
Did I just add it to my list? Yes, I did.
Add it to your list. Watch it tonight. And you can't sleep. Mm-hmm. All right, you want to end the night with the WB? The WB? Are we still in Michigan J. Frog years with like the cast of like these TV shows? Like,
yes, we are totally. I think so. We just talked about this, I think, when we did the Charmed episode. This is the year I didn't have the WB in my dorm room.
Yeah, you talked about this. Like, you couldn't watch like Dawson's Creek only like when you had breaks.
I couldn't watch Dawson's. I couldn't watch Seventh Heaven. So like, this is that year. And it's a weird year on both of those shows.
Like the WB world just went on without you, and then you finally came back, and like you didn't know what was going on. You're like, who's this Busy Phillips bitch that's on Dawson's Creek?
Yeah, I had no clue because I'm like, what's happening? Where is everybody? Dawson's dad died? What?
I know, like all this shit's going down, and you missed it all. The world just kept turning, and all these fictional cities.
Yeah.
So tonight, 8 o'clock, we get Seventh Heaven. You knew that. Yeah. And then following Seventh Heaven is Angel, the David Boreanaz vampire Buffy spinoff, which
okay.
I always liked better than Buffy. Just gonna throw it out there.
I think we've talked about that before.
Yeah, it's a little more darker. There's a more of a detective element to it too, because he has like a weird like detective agency like in LA.
I mean, what else is a vampire to do?
Yeah, and he takes on this like fictional like law office that like represents like demons and stuff. It has like a good vibe to it. I enjoyed it. It was a fun little show. All right. On a scale of 1 out of 5, I think we'll go with Shimmering Suits. How many Shimmering Suits would you give this night of television? Because I think this is a Cat 5.
It's a 4.5.
Okay.
But it's one of those nights where you have something for everyone.
There's something for everyone and more.
You've got football, you've got baseball, you've got comedies, you've got dramas, you've got game shows, you've got stuff for the kids, you've got stuff for the teenagers, you've got stuff for the adults. It covers everybody.
I think this is a Pat 5 for me. Like this night is hot. This night is sizzling. This night is shinier than Regis' Suits.
Yeah, it's I think the only way I would have given it a 5 if better football teams were playing.
Oh, okay. Well, you know what? Maybe they played on Sunday.
They probably did, because back then it was Sunday night and Monday night that you had football.
They didn't have Thursday yet?
No, Thursday is only a few years old.
I was going to pull in UPN data, but I didn't feel like doing it. But I definitely know the Parkers was on and Girlfriends. But I don't know. We never watch any of those shows, so. I only throw it out there every now and then. All right.
Yeah, to be fair, if I didn't have the WB, I definitely didn't have UPN at this point.
I barely had it. It existed, but the only time I ever put on UPN was whenever I watched Buffy or Veronica Mars.
There was a show. Oh my god, I can't even remember who it was. It was
Homeboys from Outer Space?
No, it was a legal show or something.
Did it have what's his name?
Tyson Beckford or something?
Yeah, it was called I almost said Drew Hill, Kevin Hill maybe?
Somebody.
Kevin something. He was an attorney.
An attorney and
yeah.
Yeah. Morris Chestnut or somebody? I don't know.
Yeah, that was a good show. It was only on for a season.
I remember checking it out and then forgetting about it because it was the UPN and
yeah, I think
it took too much effort to remember to put on the UPN.
Yeah, I think TV Guide gave it a glowing review and they tried to get people into it, but obviously it didn't work because there's no fandom for it today.
I don't even remember who was really in that show.
All right. You want to go down to spend some time with the Camden family? You want to do a quick
Who's who?
All right, just in case someone's listening to this who's never watched this show. All right. So we got the Camdens. They're made up of the dad is Eric. He's played by Stephen Collins, who is a shitty human being in real life.
Yeah.
He's a reverend on this show, and he always butts into people's problems when he shouldn't.
And I'm just gonna say he's very upset in this episode because nobody's letting him butt into stuff.
I was getting vibes that he was unemployed for some reason because he was home the whole time.
He's home because Annie took a job as a teacher at Ruthie's new school.
Yeah, that's right.
So they still have the twins who are, I think, in that preschool kindergarten era. So somebody has to be home with the kids. And guess who gets to do it? Reverend Camden. And he is cranky the whole goddamn episode.
Yeah. Just real quick, I just want to throw out the twins. They're probably, 2 or 3 maybe in this episode?
No, they're 4. They're 5 or 6.
They are such non-entities. They don't speak in the episode. They're just kind of they're just there. They just walk into things and steal food. But I didn't know this, but so the twins in the show are actually quadruplets in real life.
Yeah.
And one of them died in a car accident 3 3 years ago.
Yeah, I remember reading that recently when I was doing research when we were originally supposed to do this.
Which kind of sucks, but like for them being in the show, I just feel like it was like free daycare for the for like this family's parents, because they didn't have to like pay for daycare. They just dropped their kids off at the set of Seventh Heaven, and they were just busy all day.
Well, okay, to be fair, like, kids need an on-set chaperone, so most likely one of the parents was there on set with them.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
So
You're probably right, yeah. But they just have no impact on the storyline. Like, any episode I've ever seen with them in it, they've never had an impact on the storyline. I don't know if, like, things cook up for them, like, when they get a little bit older, but...
I think for the most part, they're always just the cute little kids. They don't hit that point where they get more involved like Ruthie does, or they even seem to care what their older siblings are doing or have opinions like Ruthie does.
Well, because I feel like Ruthie might have been like a little bit older than them when the show first started.
Yeah.
But she had like an impact on the storylines.
Yeah.
Like, she was like a character. And like, these two kids are just hair. Like, I feel like the dog in the show has like more of an impact on the storyline than...
Happy gets more.
Yeah. Like, he even gets like his face in the opening credits. Like an actor. It says like Happy as Happy, which is great. I fucking love it.
I mean, they're in the opening credits too.
They are, but I don't know. The dog's in it more than the twins. All right. Anyway, more on Mary Camden. Can I blow your mind right now? Could I just blow your fucking mind?
Sure, give it to me.
In the first season of the show, the character of Eric Camden is supposed to be 42 years old, the same age as you, while we're recording. Not me, though. Not me. For another month, not me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it blows my fucking mind.
That kind of makes sense when you consider how old Matt is.
Yeah, it does. It does.
That actually, like, kind of makes sense.
Yeah, but do you look at Eric Camden and you go, that is a 42-year-old man? And then you look at yourself and you're like...
I probably wouldn't look at him and be like, oh yeah, he's 42. I'd be like, oh yeah, he's in his 40s.
But I watch, like, do you watch this show right now and you relate to the parents' storyline still? Or are you still still kind of like thinking like you're the same age as like Lucy?
I'm still thinking I'm the same age as Lucy, okay?
Exactly. Which blows my
No, there were definitely parts of this episode where, like, I 100% was like, Team Annie, like, yes, Annie, yes. Where, like, I felt connected to that.
Okay, so next character is Catherine Hicks' character, who plays Annie Camden. She's the mom. And I actually think she's, like, an okay character. She's, like, maybe the best character on the show besides Ruthie. Like, it's definitely Ruthie than her.
I mean, Annie was the rebel out of the two parents. I mean, she smoked pot once.
She smoked maybe more than once, I feel like.
Maybe more than once. Probably more than once. I can 100% see Annie, when it gets legalized, totally smoking pot.
Right now, like, her character right now is totally just, like, partying up.
She's probably like...
She's at a dispensary right now.
You know, she goes to the dispensary, she checks in, she puts in her order, or whatever, and she comes out with her little bag, with her little box of, like, pre-rolled joints, or her little canister or something.
Yeah, and she probably buys, like, the candies, too, the little, like,
Oh, yeah, she's probably got some edibles, because, you know, if she's probably like, I'm not going to divorce Eric.
Yeah, you know.
But I got to deal with him.
Yeah, and the only way she can do that is through...
And, like, okay, let's also think, at this point, Eric, like, present day, Eric and Annie are grandparents to Lord only knows how many kids.
Oh, like 58 kids between their 7 kids.
I mean, my God, Matt and Mary both had twins once at the same time.
I feel like Lucy had a lot of boyfriends on the show. She probably has a lot of baby daddies.
No, Lucy got married on the show, man.
But Lucy today.
No, nope. Kevin was a sucker for her. They're probably like one of those families that has like 5 to 7 kids, just like her parents.
Oh yeah, she wanted to follow in the footsteps.
Well, yeah, because she became a minister like Eric.
Oh fuck, she's such a dud. I have a question for you about Annie Camden.
Yes.
Do you think she was, like, secretly doing caffeine pills in this episode?
You know what? I don't. I think she was just so freaking excited to be out of the house.
That she's just high on life?
That she's just, like, high on life, yeah. Because she's, like, finally, like, it's the first time she has, like, a real job, like, throughout the whole series. because she's always been like at home taking care of the kids or remodeling and fixing up the house that they don't even own.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, she just seemed so ramped up in this episode. Like, I loved it.
She's like, I get to leave the house and Eric has to stay with the kids. Yes.
I was getting like Carol Brady on that one show that we did, where it's like a daydream, and she like was all like ramped up on coffee. Like, I was getting.
You're getting that vibe?
Maybe she just stopped off at like what do they have in California for coffee? Do they have Dutch Brothers in California?
Probably not.
Oh, Coffee Bean. She just stopped at. Yeah, she stopped off at the Coffee Bean on the way to work that day and got like an espresso, like a triple shot espresso. And she's just all ramped up and just having to teach these. Like...
And it's the kind of thing where she looks at Ruthie and goes, "Don't tell your dad."
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I feel like Eric will frown upon that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah. So that's Annie. The next kid in line, the oldest kid is Matt. We already kind of talked about him. He's the firstborn. He's a junior in high school when the show first started. So that kind of gives us a frame of reference right here. He was born in 1980, according to his Wikipedia article. Hold on. I must have missed this season because in one season he interns with Hillary Clinton.
Yeah, like, this season makes no sense to me, and partially because I've never seen it all the way through. But, like, he starts off the season, like, going one path, and then somehow decides he wants to be a doctor in all of this. In, like, the first half of the season, starts working towards that, decides, like, because he's got a girlfriend in this episode and they break up. And then, like, a handful of episodes later, he meets a girl and marries her that day.
Is it the it's Sarah Glass. He meets her in med school. However, the problem is that her dad is played by Richard Lewis, who's a rabbi, and the dad will not allow her daughter to date a non-Jewish man. So Matt has to convert to Judaism before they can get married.
Except that they already got married.
Nobody knew. And near the end of the series, actually, not near the end of the series, but throughout the series, it's shown that Matt knows American Sign Language.
Yeah.
Yeah. He dated that deaf girl, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot all about her.
Heather was her name, according to the Wikipedia. All right, so that's Matt. That's Matt. All right, you want to talk about Simon?
Simon.
We'll go to Simon next. We'll just knock out the boys.
You know what I'm going to say? Simon's an interesting one, but I think he's the second most likely one to end up in prison.
Yeah, he's kind of a bad boy. He's got an earring.
I think he would end up in like a Ponzi scheme kind of thing.
Yeah. All right. So he was 10 years old.
Like, I don't think it would be intentionally a Ponzi scheme. But that's where I think it would end up.
Yeah, I could see it. He was 10 years old when the show first started, according to Wikipedia. His siblings call him the Bank of Simon because he always seems to have money and he has weird business ventures. So yeah, I guess I see what you're saying. So I get it. Plus, I love that he has his ears pierced.
That's so wild of a Camden boy.
Yeah, and he goes to public school. Like, I felt like everyone else goes to private school, but I might be wrong.
No, they all go to public school except Ruthie ends up going to private school.
Okay, I guess maybe I forgot that element. I don't know.
No, because like there's a thing where like Ruthie's in kindergarten. It's like the first or second season, and like she has a baseball hat, and the kindergarten teacher's like, "These are gang colors," and it's like
a blue hat, right?
We're in we're like, lady, we are in, like, a nice little suburb, very white suburb, but there's always gangs.
Yeah,
there's always gang issues.
This town has a lot of gang issues. There's definitely an episode where, like, Simon gets, like, mixed up with a gang.
And Mary and Lucy. Yeah. I think Matt's the only one who somehow escapes gangs.
Yeah, I think he's, like, the only one. Like, maybe these Roman gangs didn't come along till, like, later on, like, after Matt graduated high school. I just also remember Simon dates Ashley Simpson on the show. Ashley Simpson comes in at some point. And maybe Haley... Like, who is Haley Duff involved with on the show?
She's tied into Simon somehow.
Simon? Okay. Whatever. He was just banging pop stars.
Like, this is where it starts to get blurry because it's like, or maybe she comes in. No, I think she's involved with Martin.
Yeah, I think I don't remember.
When the Camdens start bringing in like rogue teenagers into their home is when it really starts to get confusing, like Robbie.
Yeah, because Simon eventually leaves the show. I think he like knocks up some chick and they like leave the show.
He doesn't actually knock her up. So like he gets with this one girl and like she's awful. Like everybody cannot, like nobody in the family can stand this girl. And
Oh, Georgia. I think her name was Georgia, right?
Simon is determined to marry her and he doesn't even like her. Like they get to the wedding and finally break up, which was supposed to be like the series finale.
It's somebody else's kid, right? I think Ruthie finds out, right?
I think. See, I'm gonna have to look this up because it's gonna drive me crazy.
I don't know. Like Simon definitely leaves the show at some point. Like he's not in it.
He does.
Yeah.
He does. He is one who does not, I believe, come back for the actual final season because of the whole like the WB UPN merger creating the CW and Seventh Heaven was canceled, and then they're like, actually, we're gonna bring it back.
Oh yeah, because it was like the top rated show on the WB, and they were like, "What the fuck are we thinking? Like people are actually watching this shit."
Yeah.
Still, yes.
Hey.
All right. What do you got? What's the hot deets that you got about the hot goss on Simon?
Played Sandy. Haley Duff played Sandy on Seventh Heaven. She's a pregnant college student. And I just remember, like, what I really remember is that she ends up wanting to become a minister like Eric after she has the baby.
All right, who cares? Let's go into Mary Camden. Let's bounce.
Okay, Mary, who's like the worst Camden sibling of them all.
Jessica Biel got the shit end of the stick on this show. Like, she got the wrath. The wrath.
To be fair, I believe she brought a lot of it on herself.
I'm trying to remember. So, Jessica Biel, she was on the show for a few years. She plays Mary Camden, the oldest daughter. She's kind of like a sporty girl. She's like into basketball. She thought she was going to be like a basketball star when she got older. For whatever reason, like in real life, Jessica Biel just kind of like, I don't think she liked being on this show.
No, she didn't. 100% she didn't. Like after like 2 years, she was over it.
She was over it. I think she wanted to kind of like change her image because she was probably like 17 or 18 in real life. Like she was getting older. She was becoming an adult. She wanted to do like riskier things. So I think she wanted to like color her hair or something or like cut her hair. And this is right after the whole like Felicity debacle. So they were like, there's no way you cannot do that.
We can't do it. Not after what Felicity did. Like, no, there's a point where like, that's why Barry Watson who plays Matt's hair gets so long. And why Dawson and Pacey's hair gets so long that when they're finally allowed to cut it, I remember on Dawson's Creek, they did a montage of Pacey and Dawson getting like short haircuts and being like, oh, finally.
Jessica Biel was like pissed. So I think as like a big fuck you to the WB or whoever, she goes on like, she's like in her like lingerie or something on the cover. It's not Maxim magazine. It's like Gear magazine or something.
It's something like, it's one of those trashy magazines though.
Yeah, so it's like magazines that's like, it's not porno, but it's like close enough to Playboy as you can get. Like it doesn't show nipple, but like you might see like half of like an ass cheek or something, or cleavage is like what you'll see.
Yeah, like you're gonna see like the boobs like really crushed together and pushed up and looking like 3 times bigger than they actually are, and
yeah, like the start of airbrushing basically. So she was like on the cover of that magazine. People were livid that she did this. So they kind of like started to write her off the show. Like they didn't just do like a sudden, like you're fired from the show. They have her character like embezzle money from the family. And then they like send her off to New York to like live with her grandmother to like become like rehabilitated.
Yeah. So they have to go live with like, she has to go live with like,
it's like
her grandparents in upstate New York. And that's where she is in this episode. Like this is, at this point, Mary has like done the back and forth crap with Wilson like a million times.
Yeah. Andrew Keegan.
And they're like on their last stretch right now.
Yeah.
And Wilson just happens to live in the same town her grandparents live in, but like as punishment, she has to go live with her grandparents and clean up her life. And she's got this reputation for like, oh, their granddaughter Mary. Did you hear what she did? She took caffeine pills and she stole a glass from a diner. And this one time she got behind on her bills and she had to borrow money from her siblings. And then there was a family intervention and Ruthie cried, so they sent her here.
Yeah, and I think like they even shattered the character's dreams of ever like joining the WNBA. I think like they like break her knee or something.
There's something that happens that like sends like her, she was on the good path and then something happens and it's like done. I don't even remember. And I honestly just don't care.
Oh, I'm reading her Wikipedia. She's hit by a car. Mary Camden gets hit by a car. She critically injures her knee, crushing her chances of ever being in the WNBA. But yet in this episode, she's like training to be a firefighter. This is good.
Which, trust me, that doesn't last long because Mary ends up being a flight attendant.
Oh, yeah. She also...
like a few episodes later.
Yeah, she also vandalizes the high school gym. I'm reading. She gets her driver's license suspended.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
She decides not to go to college. Oh my god, that pisses the family off.
She's the worst Camden child ever.
She has an unplanned pregnancy. She gets caught drinking, babysitting her cousin.
Jesus. No wonder they sent her away.
She has numerous debts to credit card companies and insurance companies. But at the end, they kind of rehabilitate her. She turns out to work for the Special Olympics. She just trains disabled people. So I guess they give her a happy ending.
Yeah, mostly off screen. Because, like, once Jessica Biel didn't have to, like, show up.
Yeah, I think they were like, all right, your contract's up. You can peace out. And she pieces out.
Pretty much. Like, there's, like, a few, she pops in once in a while. But a lot of it's, like, Mary doesn't actually appear in this episode, but we hear about her from her husband who showed up.
Yeah, and I think, like, even, like, her scenes in this episode, like, she's on the phone with Lucy, but, you know, like, they just film their scenes separately. Like, they're not even...
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Jessica Biel probably saw this cast, like, 4 times, like, this season.
Probably, because, like, yeah, she's, like, off in the other place until she, like, shows up to introduce Lucy to Kevin, and then...
All right, let's talk about Lucy. We got a long way to go.
We do. Oh, my God. Lucy is the one who is desperate to be married and in love.
She's overly dramatic. She's just always, like, she's emotional. Like, she gets herself into these, like, sticky situations that, like, a normal person wouldn't get involved in.
Yes.
Like, I think she's, like... There's, like, an episode where her, like, boyfriend is a drug dealer, and she just, like, happens to, like, be there with him when he gets caught. So, it's, like, now she's, like, being tried. Like, this should be, like, a Mary storyline, but for some reason it's a Lucy storyline.
Listen, every once in a while you gotta give some of the crazy to Lucy.
Well, I guess maybe Mary wasn't on the show anymore, so they had to, like, someone had to get arrested. Yeah, so, like, Mary goes to, like trial by jury, like, at some point. Is she popular? I feel like, isn't, like, Lucy popular, or is she kind of, like...
Lucy is the one who's desperate to belong. She is the classic middle child on TV.
Yeah, okay.
She is the Jan. She is a Jan to a Mary instead of a Marcia. So she's the golden one.
So they look up to her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like, they're like, they're like to Mary, why can't you be like your younger sister?
Yeah, why can't you be more like Lucy?
All right, so that's Lucy. Like, she kind of has a storyline. We'll get into it. All right, then we have Ruthie, the youngest daughter. She's named after the grandmother. She's 6 years old in the first season. She was smart because I just read this, she graduated high school a year early on the show.
Okay, that makes sense.
Her big scandal is that in one episode, her teacher tries to call her Ruth because she assumes that's her given name. But Ruthie, is livid and pretty much, like, lambasts this teacher. And she's like, no, my name is Ruthie.
Yeah.
Don't call me Ruth.
Well, like, I get that. You get teachers who are like, well, this is your name. I'm like, yes, but nobody calls me that.
I've always been Ruthie.
You know.
And we already talked about her and T-Bone. T-Bone was her boyfriend and the love of her life. She gets the T-Bone tattoo, and much to the chagrin of her family.
Yeah. He's one of those kids that the Camdens have come live with them. There's like a whole ton towards the end of the series. We start Robbie's the original.
Yeah, he's the first one. He's
the first. We get Robbie, then we get Martin, and then we get T-Bone and these two girls.
Yeah.
In the final season. One of whom is married to Eric's adoptive brother.
There's too many of them. Way too many. Too many cooks.
It's just wild.
I think Ruthie's the best character on the show. Like, I really feel like she represents the audience. I think I already said that, because she just does not care for these people that she lives with. She's like, what the fuck?
She's the first one to call any of them out.
Yeah.
Like, even in this episode, she calls out Eric, like, first thing.
Yeah.
Because he made his eggs and nobody likes his eggs. What the hell do you think he does to the eggs?
I don't even want to go there.
Like, how do you make bad eggs?
All right. Then we have Sam and David. They're the twins. They're the youngest of the Camden children. They were born on the 14th episode of the third season. And this was actually, believe it or not, this was, at the time, the WB's most watched TV show ever, was their birth.
What?
They were born, it was 1999 episode in the third season.
Of the twins on Seventh Heaven.
Yeah, I forgot they were even on the show until I watched this episode, to be honest with you. I don't even think they start to have, I don't think they ever have a storyline, to be honest with you. I don't think they're ever part of the show, even as they get older.
If they have storylines, it's the cutesy little kid storyline kind of thing where they're trying to do something nice for mom and dad, and the older siblings are like, what are these two kids up to, kind of thing.
Their Wikipedia biography just says that they were originally played by quadruplets, but when two of them started to look different than the other two, they only had them played by Brino, Lorenzo and Nicholas Brino instead of all four.
Okay, that makes sense.
And I think Lorenzo is the one that passed away.
That's the Camdens. That's a big family. It really is. That's 9 people.
Yeah, because I think the show was originally called Seventh Heaven because there were 7 of them.
Yes, but you know when you get a title like that, you're going to end up with 2 more kids somehow.
Well, I think when, for whatever reason, they threw in twins, so now the show can be called Seventh Heaven because there's 7 kids. All right, So this episode, basically, the dad's going to stay home with the twins, and
he's just pissed off about it the whole time.
He wants to give advice, but no one wants advice from him.
Yeah, no, everybody is just like, we're going to go to somebody else. We're cool.
At least the immediate family. He kind of gives some, secondary advice to, Matt's girlfriend in this episode, but she kind of...
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter. So, anyway, Annie's, all excited. It's probably, the second or third week of school, or, it's early in the school year.
Yeah, it's early in the school year. She just got hired. She's going to teach the kids Swiss Family Robinson.
Yeah.
And, we see her later, in the class, and she's had them reading the whole time.
Yeah, silently reading.
I don't have clear memories of my English classes in high school, but I very rarely remember, us as a group all reading the same book, silently.
I'm going to throw this out there. If we were reading a story, let's say that you were reading Romeo and Juliet or something, go around the room and each student would read 3 paragraphs or something, and then it would go to the next student.
Yeah, when we read Romeo and Juliet in my class, we would each of us got assigned a part.
Yeah.
Yeah, my teacher, Kat, you be Tybalt, the Prince of Cats.
And you have to pay attention to when you're gonna have to read. You just glance the thing to see what the next time you're gonna talk. But anyway, or you would get assigned a certain number of pages to read at night at home. Yeah,
I remember that more for novels. Unless we were reading a short thing in class.
Yeah.
Because I do remember one time in the 6th grade, I had an English class. It was a small English class because we were all the kids with ADHD and dyslexia and stuff. And it was a week where I had lost my voice. And for some reason, the principal was covering our class. So everybody skipped me in the reading, and he's like, why isn't she reading? And they're like, because she doesn't have her voice. She lost her voice.
That's a shame.
So we're not going to make her read out loud. You can just suck it up for 10 minutes.
Yeah. So So Annie's teaching the class. Well, she's not really teaching. They're all just sitting there silently, and the camera just kind of like pans the class. And Annie's just like sitting there, like at her desk, like smiling, just like staring at the class. Like not even.
She's just so happy.
She's not even like correcting papers or doing like she's just staring ahead at the class and just like so excited she's got a job. She's got a purpose in life. She can't wait to teach these kids about the morals and the life lessons that you can learn from the Swiss Family Robinson. And finally, she like interrupts the class and she kind of like asks someone like, "What do you guys think is like the main theme of the story?" And like everyone in the class raises their hand and she's all excited because like people are catching on to this. She kind of like one of the students says like a little passage of like what they felt the theme was, like even in like the face of like adversity, that like you can always come together and I don't know, still like be successful as a family or some bullshit like that. And Annie agrees. She's like, "You're right on. Like that's 100% correct." And then she starts like talking like, you know, family values are important. And just so you know, like on a personal level, like anyone here, I don't know why she interjects this, but she's like, anyone here can like come to me anytime, day or night, rain or shine, and you can come to me with your problems. And then the bell rings and like everyone leaves except for this one girl, Christy. She kind of looks like a goth girl. She's like pale faced.
She would. Okay, let's be real. If this girl went to public school, 100% she'd be like the goth girl.
Yeah, she's got like bleached blonde hair, like very pale faced, like thin, and she's like very like mousy and quiet. And she like comes up to Annie. She's like, "Hey, you know, you said I can talk to you about anything, right?" And she's like, "Yeah, absolutely." And she's like, "So let's say there was a couple and they were like always fighting. Should they stay together?" And Annie's like, "Oh yeah, people shouldn't fight. Like that's just horrible." But she was like thinking,
like if they're fighting all the time, you shouldn't stay together. And Annie, like the way the kid phrases it, she doesn't say my parents or anything. She literally asks if a couple. And like, I'm kind of with Annie on this. Like if I had like a teenage girl be like, "Yeah, if a couple fights all the time, should they stay together?" I'd probably be like, "If you're fighting all the time, you're not getting along. Why are you with them?"
yeah, I was like, what I thought what the show like was going for was like that she was like a 6th or 7th grader in like an abusive relationship. Like that's what.
Yeah, that's where you thought that one was going, huh?
Yeah, because like she was like pale faced, so I thought she was like caking herself with like concealer to like hide like bruises on her face. Like that's like the angle that I was thinking the show was going in.
No, Patrick, some of us are just pale. The sun does not like all of us, okay? Some of us are very, very white. And part of it is because some of us do not have enough red blood cells and are anemic.
Yes. So I guess this girl's anemic because her family doesn't take her to the doctors.
Hey, okay, you know...
Because they're too busy fighting.
Yes, that's probably exactly it. And they're just not giving her enough iron.
Can I say that when we finally do meet the parents, that girl's parents, they remind me of like the parents that are in like a horror movie that like parents that would like lock up the children. Like what's that movie with the kids under the stairs? You know, the people under the stairs or something.
Something like that.
Or like Flowers in the Attic, like something like that.
Like their parents are just like, "You told our daughter we should get divorced." I'm like, dude, seriously. Like the fact that you guys are just like not even willing to listen to Annie kind of confirms you're both assholes. Like Annie showed up to apologize and talk to you and like explain what happened. Like Annie didn't have to do that.
Yeah, so Annie gets yelled at by the headmaster of the school because the parents like,
"How dare you tell this child her parents should get divorced?" And Annie's like,
yeah.
It's like, have you met Annie? Annie's not out here telling anybody to get divorced. She's married to a reverend. She's pushed 7 kids out of her body. Like, come on.
Yeah. So like now, like Annie's afraid she's going to get fired. So she just decides to like show up at these people's house. And so like,
and to be fair, Eric is really like, "Do you want me to go? Can I come with you? Can I help you?" She's like, "No, I'm doing this on my own." And Eric's like, "Are you sure? Are you sure? I can help. This is totally like my thing. Like I can go." She's like, "No, you stay here with the kids."
Oh, because this is like totally up his wheelhouse. Because you know, like Eric Camden probably does this like 4 times, like on a daily basis.
Foaming at the mouth to get involved in this. He's so like, let me do. Like the scene I like paused was Eric finally being like, okay, I know you've got this, honey. You can do it. He's like, but are you sure you don't need my help?
Yeah, like, back at the church that Eric works at, he's got like a pamphlet already made. Like, there's already a pamphlet for this like very specific situation.
Dude, he probably has a packet of like, and then he probably had like of Bible verses to read, and he's like,
Yeah,
we can get you in, I can get you in for like a couples counseling session, and we'll have a prayer and all that stuff, or you can meet with like, we have this support group. Like, he's probably got it all.
Yeah, he's got an itinerary like already made. And all he has to do is just swing by his office, grab that, and swing over the. Is their names the Skippers? Is it the Skipper family? It's something like that.
I don't even know. I don't know.
Go by the Skipper's house, and he could have this whole thing wrapped up by like 2:00. But no. Annie's like, no, I'm doing this on my own. She's like, I need purpose in life. Like, finally, like, I'm out there. I'm a 42-year-old woman who once smoked pot in college, who, like, you all think less of me because of that. And I want to, like, prove to the world, prove to you all my, like, shitty children that I can do this. And she shows up, like, I guess it's, like, early in the afternoon, so, like, no one's home. So she's just, like, sitting on the steps for, like, hours waiting for them to come home. Like,
yeah, she's just chilling, waiting for them. And they come home, and they, like, flip the fuck out. So Annie goes home, but then the daughter, like, runs away to Annie's house later to talk to her. And then the parents are like, how dare you come there? And, like, things finally, like, get settled at the end, but, like, the parents are a mess. The parents do need some kind of counseling. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, so before the daughter runs away to the Camden house, though, like, Annie's at the house, and she gets, like, into a heated argument with the parents, and the parents, like, you need to leave or we're gonna call the cops kind of thing. So Annie's, like, just, like, she looks around, and she's all horrified, and she's like, maybe Eric was right. She's kind of thinking that. And then, like, very creepily, like, out of the bushes, sidesteps the young girl. Like, she's looking like Haley Joel Osment in, like, The Sixth Sense, like, all creepy and airy. And she's, like, gestures for Annie to come over. And she's like, I'm so sorry. She's like, that I got you involved in this. She's like, I didn't mean, I should have specified. Like, 'cause she knows she done fucked up.
Yeah, she knows, like, she was very cryptic in what she said. It was very, like, no real details. It was like, oh, seriously, kind of a one-off question. And, like, Annie's answer, like, yeah, because it's like, yeah, if you and your 7th grade boyfriend are fighting all the time, you shouldn't be together. You're in the 7th grade. Like, what are you fighting about in 7th grade?
The way she sidesteps, like, out of the bushes, like, still in her, like, Catholic schoolgirl outfit is so fucking creepy. Like, she looks like a ghost. Like, she just, like, appears. She, like, materializes. And Annie's, like, almost, like, afraid to go talk to her. She's like, they might be looking out the window angrily at me. Like, you never know. But, like, at the end, Annie has, like, a heart-to-heart, like, because the girl runs away. She runs away to the Camden's house, and she's like, I have to call the parents and, like, tell them. And she, like, calls up the mom. The mom answers the phone. She's like, I don't have time for this right now. She's like, my daughter ran away. She's like, oh, I know, because she's in my living room right now, like, playing with my dog and my 2 twin babies. But they get into, like, a heart-to-heart, and she's all like, she kind of got, like, inspired from her husband, though. Like, her husband's like, you can do this kind of thing. She gets, like, a pep talk. She kind of, like, pulls from, like, his itinerary. She's like, you guys might be fighting all the time.
Well, let's be fair. You want to know what? Annie's probably the one who actually put all that crap together. Let's be real.
Let's be real. But
was the one who did all the real work. Eric might be the one butting into people's lives and running around town doing Lord only knows what half the time with the cops.
Oh, yeah.
Like, but this show is so ridiculous.
Anyway, Annie is just kind of like, she, like, lays the facts of life to this woman. She's like, everyone fights, every couple fights. She's like, sometimes you just have to not take it out on the kids, though. Sometimes you have to just, let the kids know what's going on, kind of thing, or whatever, counseling, etc., etc. And everything's good. Everything's happy. Annie keeps her job. She gets to teach again at this school. Life is great. Life is great for her. But Who do you want to hop to next? Which storyline do you want to?
Let's get through this Mary thing real quick.
Oh my god.
So Mary's in like upstate New York. It's like Buffalo or Rochester, something like that. And she's training to be a firefighter.
Can we talk about...
She's dating Wilson again.
Can we very quickly talk about her like crop top sweatshirt that she wears when she's exercising?
Oh my god.
It's
so 2000s.
The most 2001-iest thing outfit I've ever seen. She has like her hair in like a side ponytail kind of thing. She's wearing like gray sweatpants. She's got like a long like white t-shirt that comes down, but on top of that is a red crop top like zip up sweatshirt, which is the best fucking thing I've ever seen.
It's amazing. Yeah, we start off like her and Wilson are running, like jogging in the morning before he has to go to the office.
What does he do for
and
work?
Work his corporate job. I don't even know. I'm so confused. I'm like, how much older is Wilson?
There's like a
we
get like a scene of him like at the office in this episode, and he's wearing this like bright blue like dress shirt with like a black tie, and he like calls up Mary like frantically because he has to like work late that night.
So he has to cancel their date, even though he's proposed to her. Like, they're in this weird... Wilson and Mary are a very odd pairing to me.
Wilson's at the office, and, like, they just cut to him on the phone for, like, 10 seconds, and just behind him is, like, 11 people, like, frantically going through, like, folders.
Yeah.
Is he a reporter? Did, like, the Watergate scandal just break? Like, it looked like something very pressing just happened. And I don't know. Like, they never go into it. I just wanted to know, like, what was going on. He's all, like, sweaty.
Yeah, I'm honestly trying to find out, like, what his job is.
It just bothered me.
And it doesn't say anything.
And then, like, it makes it seem like he probably doesn't come home till, like, 11:30 at night. It's like very late. And I was like, what the fuck? Like what is this job? Like,
I'm literally scrolling through the Seventh Heaven wiki right now, and I cannot find any kind of like idea of what his job is.
Is it just me, or does like Andrew Keegan just always look so greasy? Greasiest person I've ever seen on television.
And this man is a cult leader.
What is this scam again? It's something to do with like he's selling something.
There's like kombucha and
kombucha, that's it.
New agey weirdness stuff, and yeah.
He was on that actually Beverly Mitchell, who plays Lucy, was on that show. It's Jodie, is it Jodie Sweetin?
Jodie Sweetin and the girl who played Alex on Step by Step.
Oh yes. What was her name? I can't remember her name.
Christine Lankin, I think?
Yeah, Christine Larkin or something.
Yeah.
And Beverly Mitchell. So like they're it's Hollywood Darlings is the show, right?
Yeah.
And it's like a heightened reality show. Like they're playing themselves, but they're like characters. And like Andrew Keegan's in an episode like shilling his kombucha.
He's in like the first episode.
And he's like selling his kombucha to them, right? Or trying to.
Yeah. No, Christine invites Beverly to Andrew Keegan's spiritual recovery spa. And this is the actual first episode of the show. Whilst Jodie attempts to teach a child acting class as a favor to Andrea Barber.
What the fuck is this show?
And this is like pre-Fuller House. No.
Yeah, it was.
It was, yeah.
Yeah. This was on like Pop TV, I think, right?
Yes, I remember watching it. And I remember watching this particular episode with Andrew Keegan being like, what the hell is happening?
This is the only episode of that show I ever watched, and I was like, I never want to see this again.
Honestly, I think I got in like a couple more episodes, and it was just like, I don't understand what's happening.
It was way too much. It was too much to overcome. All right, yeah, so the Mary storyline is that her and Wilson... Wilson's proposed to her, but Mary has never answered the question because she's having doubts.
Yeah.
She's like, I don't know if I want this. Like, I'm just not going to say yes or not going to say no. I'm just going to kind of focus on my firefighting training. She's like, she's got a big test coming up. She's got like a written test. She can do all the physical stuff, but she's going to do the written test.
Yeah.
So she meets this guy. He's like, it's that actor Jeff Stultz.
It's Ben.
Ben is the character's name, right?
Yeah, he becomes very important throughout the series because he is Kevin's brother.
Yeah.
Kevin ends up marrying Lucy.
And the two actors are actually brothers in real life who play
Yes.
the brothers on the show. And so anyway, he's like, I guess, is Ben already a firefighter and he's just teaching the class?
No, like they're all in the same, like he and Mary are in the same training class.
Okay, so
and she's the only female. So like some fire departments are still just now letting women become firefighters. So it's rare to have a female firefighter like even pass. So Mary trying this is actually pretty amazing.
Yeah, shout out to her.
But like in all the other guys, the guys like want to include her, but because of her scandalous, dangerous past, she's just like kind of chilling with Wilson.
Yeah,
kind of like just living with her grandparents.
She's like afraid to like branch out because she's afraid that she's going to get into trouble. Her troubled past is going to catch up. People are going to find out that she has credit card debt.
and that she one time vandalized the school gym.
Yeah. So like her thing in the episode is, so she's supposed to have like a pizza date with Wilson tonight. And then she was going to come home early and then like finish studying for like the final exam, which is like a week later or something. Yeah. She's like at the house and for whatever reason, like Ben somehow finds out her address and like just shows up at the house. Just shows up at her grandmother's house. She's shook, but she like secretly kind of likes it, I think.
Yeah.
She's intrigued. And so Ben like invites her to like a pool hall, like a pool hall they'll hang out at or something.
Yeah.
That they're going to shoot some pool.
He's like, come hang out with me and the rest of the guys. Like they want to include her.
Yeah.
And she's just being Mary about it. Like, this is who Mary is. She gets really bitchy about, like, everything. Even back when she was in high school, she's like, and it's like, shut up, Mary.
She's like, I can't go. I'm supposed to have dinner with Wilson tonight. But then Wilson calls, and he calls from his frantic office.
Yeah.
He has to cancel plans. So she's like, all right, here's the deal. How about this? How about you help me study instead for the big test coming up next week? We'll get pizza. He goes and gets a pizza pie from the local pizza place. They have a good night. She kind of gets caught up on her studies. She feels good about it. She's feeling great about things now. In the midst of all this, she has a phone call with Lucy. Lucy calls her because Lucy currently has some drama going on. She might want to date in one of Mary's old flames.
Because, of course. I mean, why not? But
Mary doesn't have time to deal with this shit because, she's studying for the big firefighter exam. But it's now like super late at night. Mary's like, all right, you got to go home now. I'm tired. I'm full of pizza. I'm full of knowledge. I got to go to bed. I got to get up tomorrow and like carry tires across like a field or something, whatever the fuck she has to do, whatever her training consists of.
I mean, it's like running in all the gear and carrying the hoses.
It's like she's training to be Batman. It's like a Batman montage.
CPR and stuff.
It's like Ben Affleck like pushing fucking giant like tank tires down a fucking street. But before Ben takes off, he like smooches Mary, but she like gives into it, pushes back from at first, but then she like goes back in again a second time. And that's when
because again, this is Mary. This is what she does.
Yeah, and then Andrew Keegan comes home, and he has.
I'm gonna tell you, this is the end of Mary and Wilson once and for all.
Is it?
Yes, this is it. This is like he's done. Like
I love.
Like, he has, like, tried to, like, make things work with Mary for, like, 5 years at this point, off and on. And Mary always is just, like, the one to screw shit up.
Can I just point out that, like, Andrew Keegan is such a bad actor. Like, his shocked to see this happen face is the same face he makes when he's frantically busy at work. Is the same face like that when he proposes to Mary. It's the same, like, it's just the same dumb...
It's just the same
expression on his face, and he's like, oh.
I mean, you've seen 10 Things I Hate About You. You've seen Camp Nowhere. Like, come on.
But like,
it's all the same character, really.
He like comes in and he just goes, Mary, I can't believe this. I just thought I'd come and give you some pizza. How could you? Like, then the episode ends.
Yeah.
It's so robotic. It's like he was reading cue cards because he couldn't even remember the line. Like, it's like, 12 words that he had to say.
He was plotting his cult in his mind at the time.
Like, it was like almost like they did like 14 takes, and this is like the best out of all of them. So that's their storyline. I don't know what happens next, but I'll tell you when I watch the next episode because I'm kind of wrapped up in this now.
So let's see, who next? Do you want to do Simon or Lucy?
Let's do Lucy. We'll save Simon for the end because it features Kaley Cuoco. So
Lucy and Robbie, who is Mary's ex-boyfriend, who lives in the Camden house, like kissed or something, and now there's like this tension of like, do we want to date? Do we want to be together? Like, what's going on? Like, are we like in love with each other? Like, what are we doing? And she like Lucy's freaking out all over the place, and Ruthie is side-eyeing the hell out of her like all day long.
Yeah, Ruthie knows what's going on. She like cracks the code. She Harriet the spies the shit out of like what she's up to. She's like, yeah, there's something going on between you and Robbie. I can't believe you would do this with your sister's old boyfriend.
Which is hilarious to me because Ruthie ends up with a crush on Robbie too at some point.
Yeah, she does. So like Lucy's like, yeah, I guess you're right. So I'm gonna call up Mary and like spill, like just kind of like maybe get her blessing. So she calls up, and so she's like, so Robbie's talking to somebody that you might know. And Mary's like,
I don't give a fuck.
Mary's like, all right, I mean, that's cool. I don't care. Just as long as it's like, you know, not my sister, she says kind of jokingly.
Not realizing it is your sister.
Yeah, she just like jokingly says it. So then Lucy's like, oh shit, I gotta go. And she like hangs up the phone.
And Mary's like, what? And like, never mind.
Yeah. So Lucy's kind of avoiding Robbie. And like Robbie's kind of avoiding Lucy. So like in order to like forget about this, Robbie decides to date this like random chick. That
just like, totally random girl. Like some girl he met in class or something. Takes her out for a pizza.
Yeah, there's a lot of pizza in this episode. They go down to the promenade.
A lot of pizza and a lot of pool halls.
A lot of pool halls, the promenade, and pizza places. And like Lucy like finds out, I think from Ruthie, like where they're going.
Yeah, from Ruthie. And
shows up.
He's like, I'm amazed he got somebody to go out with him that isn't in this family.
Lucy fucking shows up to the date. Shows up and like pretty much like sits down at the table. And this chick's like, who are you? And she's like, oh, I live with Robbie, but we're not dating or anything. He used to date my sister. Now we live together. And then like she like spills Robbie's whole life. Like he got somebody pregnant or something. Like this whole thing, like his whole fucking.
Whatever Robbie's story is, I don't even know what it is at this point. I don't really care.
Like Robbie's like up to like he's up getting like pizza toppings or something. Like he's gone for like a minute.
He went to go get like the Parmesan and the crushed red pepper. And like he comes back and Lucy has just like spilled all the tea she possibly could.
And this chick took off. This chick bailed. Yeah. Like she fucking bailed.
And Robbie and Lucy still don't really talk about their thing.
Yeah. Like they might have a quick, don't they like put their arms around each other or something? I don't know. Something stupid happened.
So, like,
I didn't really pay attention. I didn't really care for the storyline.
Honestly, I zoned out. I mean, it might be in the last 8 minutes that I haven't rewatched, and I really don't care to.
I think they do kiss on a bench at the promenade, though. I feel like that might happen.
Yeah. If it didn't happen in this episode, it happens eventually.
Okay. Well, Matt's storyline is pretty similar, too. He's in, like, another relationship quandary.
Yeah, he's got a girlfriend, and... like, they're semi-serious.
Like, he's involved. Like, he has something going on. Maybe, like, college or... I don't know. Like,
yeah, he's working... He's in college, and he's working at the hospital as an orderly.
That's right. So he's always busy. He doesn't have time for her.
Yeah, he's always busy, and he doesn't have time to, like...
hang out with her.
Even hang out with her for, like, 3 hours once a week or anything. Like, they have no time together.
So she's trying to decide, like, should we stay together? So she decides to talk to the dad, Eric. So he like actually feels useful to somebody.
Yeah, he's like, yes, come in. I get to give advice. He's like, he really is foaming at the mouth to do this. It's so weird because he's like, I'm stuck at home with the kids. Help. It's like, yeah. How do you think Annie has felt for the last 20-something years, bro?
She's talking to Eric and she's like, so I need your advice. Like, I've kind of been avoiding your son. but he's also been kind of avoiding me. And like, I kind of like told him that I wanted to end it, but he didn't like really like do anything about it. He just like went to work. Like, what should I do?
Like, should we be together? What should we do? Should we get married? Like,
I got the impression that nobody likes this girl. Like the family doesn't like her for whatever reason. Like
she's definitely not one of Matt's liked girlfriends. I think there's like,
no.
I think the family liked Heather. I think there was maybe another one they liked, but like most of his girlfriends, and she's definitely in the no category. I mean, it's nowhere near like what we end up with Simon's girlfriends later on.
I think Eric's trying to be nice. He's trying to be nice to this girl and like not be like explicit that like we think you're trash. So he's like kind of beating around the bush, and he like accidentally like convinces this woman that that she should propose to him.
Yeah, because that's the Camden way.
So then like this chick like meets Matt down at the promenade. Like it's always at the promenade. And
I mean, it's probably a good like halfway point between wherever the hell Matt is and wherever the hell she is, and you know, he can spare 5 minutes.
Yeah, so she shows up to propose to him. He shows up to break up with her, and it's this like weird confusion happens. And
he's like, "Wait, what's happening? I thought we wanted to break up."
So I think they end up like putting like a bookmark on it. Like they're like, you know what? Let's not talk about this today. Let's just like figure it out later on, kind of thing. I don't know. It's a lot of bullshit to get to this point. There's a lot of fucking bullshit scenes.
Yeah.
That get here, but that's their storyline. I think they end up breaking up though. They don't think they get back together.
Yeah, they end up breaking up, and I think this is the last time we even see this girl. She's gone. She's done. We never see Wilson again. Like, I think we see Wilson one more time without Mary, and he's just like, "Hey, Camdens, how are you? Checking in."
Yeah, he comes for like a Christmas episode, maybe. Like he stops in. He's got a present for them. He brings over a pie or something.
Yeah, he's like, "Hey, thanks for all you did for me when I was a young teenage dad.
Here's some kombucha." All right. So you want to do Simon's storyline, which features Kaley Cuoco, who, like, this is probably the worst character Kaley Cuoco has ever played.
Probably. So Simon's at school, and he looks up, and he sees a hot girl, and she kind of, like, flirts with him a little bit, and he, like, goes to, like, get something out of his bag, and he looks up, and she's gone. It was like she was a figment of his imagination. And he pulls, like, one of his sketchy little friends over who really leaned into the frosted tips.
Oh, yeah. He looked like he could have been, like, in, like, O-Town or something.
Yes.
Probably was one of the guys from O-Town.
I mean, hey, to be fair, Lance Bass was on Seventh Heaven. They actually wanted to give him a full-time role, and he turned it down because he did not know that NSYNC was breaking up.
Oh. He's, you know.
But NSYNC is getting back together, and they're going to release a song, and that's only the beginning.
Okay, if you say so. If you say so.
I'm going to send you the proof later.
All right, send me the proof later. All right, so Simon's like hanging out with his like douchebag friend, and he's like he's telling his douchebag friend about this like hot chick that like winked at him, that's been flirting with him, and he's like, "What does she look like?" And Simon's like, "Oh, she's like tall and blonde and wears like tight jeans." And this guy's like,
blue eyes.
So this is what pissed me off of the episode, because I guess this kid's supposed to be like one of his close friends, and then he's like, "Oh, that's my new girlfriend." Oh no, like that's not my new girlfriend. That's my girlfriend that you don't know about. This is what blew my fucking mind. So this girl lived in another town, and then she wanted to go to a public school. So her family, well,
she went to private school. She probably went to the school Ruthie's at.
Yeah.
But she's boy crazy and convinced her parents to send her to public school. And that proves why she probably should have been at an all-girls school.
But she has a line in this episode where she tells Simon that she convinced her parents to move closer to the school so she can go to public school. And I'm like, that fucking blew my mind.
So they were probably, like, in a different school district, but she wanted to go to the school her boyfriend
Yeah.
goes. How did she even meet this boy? Like, how did they meet? Like, what do you think they met at, like, the mall one day?
At the pool hall that they hang out at?
Probably. Why are teenagers hanging out at a pool hall?
I don't know.
Why is it, like, so seemingly normal for high schoolers to be at a pool hall on this show.
I just like I couldn't believe that this is supposed to be like Simon's best friend and he didn't know about this chick. And
like Simon's best friend, who I don't think we've ever like really seen before.
Yeah, and like
since.
I don't think he's ever given a name in this episode, to be honest with you. And then like he continuously like Kaley Cuoco's character like continuously like winks at Simon in this episode, and then like
she's totally like hitting on him like the whole time. Anytime the boyfriend's not near or not looking,
corners him like at the pool hall, and she's like, "I'm gonna break up with him tomorrow, and it's gonna be like you and me against the world." And Simon's like going along with it.
And he's like, wait, what?
Simon's like into the idea. He's like, shit, you know what? I can probably pull this off. Like, you know what? I didn't know about that he was dating you. Like, maybe I can keep this from this douchebag fucking O-Town kid.
Yeah.
But he gets like a conscious mind, and he decides to tell his friend, and we never see either of them again.
Yeah.
Like, they're done. They're no longer on this show. Kaley Cuoco literally like a year later goes on to eight simple rules, I think.
Yeah.
And then this other kid, I don't know, he's never seen again. He's probably fucking
yeah, I think his character's name is Morris.
It's Morris. Okay. Yeah,
it is played by Dwight Ketchum.
Okay.
He has 4 credits in his IMDb. He was in the movie Motocross from Disney Channel.
Okay.
He was in 5 episodes of Seventh Heaven.
Okay, as Morris.
And Guy Number 1.
So he plays another character at some point in time.
He was in an episode of Veronica Mars.
Okay.
And he was in the cinematic masterpiece starring Ben Affleck and J-Lo, Gigli.
Yes. We gotta check out.
That is his entire IMDb.
So Gigli was like 2002, 2003. So he just fell out of the fucking action world.
It was released in 2003, so it was filmed in like 2001, 2002.
Oh, you know this kid. What was his name again? Morris Chestnut? Is that what you said?
Dwight Ketchum.
Dwight Ketchum. That sounds like a fake name too.
Okay, trust me, I have seen a lot of fake names.
Okay, Dwight Ketchum, he was like touting to his friends that he was like going to be in a J-Lo and a Ben Affleck movie, and it ends up being Gigli.
Yeah. Gigli. It's not even Jersey Girl.
I was going to say, like, you know what? Like, Jersey Girl probably came out and they're like, oh, is this the movie that you're in? And he's like, no.
Yeah.
Because what came out first? Gigli came out first, right? And then it was Jersey Girl, but then like no one saw Jersey Girl because no one went and saw Gigli.
Yeah, because nobody wanted to see Ben and Jennifer Lopez together.
Jennifer together.
And I'm still like totally confused by the fact that they got back together and got married.
And he's like miserable.
he always looks miserable. He never looked this miserable with Jennifer Garner, even when they were like fighting and the paparazzi was catching it.
But like, what I think it is because, like, J-Lo gets invited to a lot of things. Like, she got to go to the Grammys, she's got to go to the Emmys, the VMAs. Jennifer Garner never went to this shit. So, like, Ben doesn't want to go to this shit.
Yeah, Jennifer Garner is much more of the homebody. I'll go out if I want to go out. Like, Jennifer Garner took the kids to see Taylor Swift.
J-Lo gets invited to things. She's, like, at, like, the Met Gala, she's got to go to things. So, like, Ben Affleck never had to do this before, and, like, now he's getting, like, trudged along to all these things.
And, well, also, like, they're all places where they serve alcohol, and he's trying to stay sober.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So.
He's got his, like, dragon tattoo on his back. He's got to fucking go to the beach with her. He just wants to be in Batman movies, and, like, even, like, he can't even do that. They, like, kick him out of the fucking DC universe.
He has a new movie.
A new Batman movie?
No, but I saw it when I put on Peacock today. He's got a new movie out called Unhinged or something.
They still let him do movies? I don't know.
He did that movie Air with Matt Damon.
Yeah.
I swear, like, it was called Unhinged or I saw the preview for it when I pulled up
poor guy. I feel bad for
Peacock
him.
today.
He just wants to be fucking Bruce Wayne and Batman and things.
Oh, Hypnotic. It's called Hypnotic.
Okay, yeah. He just wants to do, like, Batman movies. They won't let him do it.
Yeah.
And instead, he gets fucking sent to, like, the fucking ESPY Awards and stuff. Poor guy. All right. I'm going to ask the age-old question. On a scale out of 1 out of 5, pizza place and pool halls, how many pizza place and pool halls would you give this episode of Seventh Heaven? Relationships is what it's called. We never said the name of the episode. Season 6 episode.
Yes.
Season 6.
Yes, it's called Relationships.
Yeah, it's early on.
Season 6, episode 5, Relationships. This is a 3. I don't think it's like a great Seventh Heaven episode, but it's not like the worst Seventh Heaven episode.
Yeah, this ain't one like you remember. This ain't like
no.
Like Matt and Mary kiss episode. Oh, wait, hold on. I just remembered this. At the end of the episode,
okay,
Lucy and Robbie do kiss in the backyard of the Camden house, and the dad is watching through the window creepily. That is the last scene of the episode.
Robert Camden is so creepy.
That is the last scene of the episode. And he has the same look on his face when he sees his son and his daughter like practice kissing that one episode.
Oh my god.
It's a 3. This is a middling episode.
Because, there's no, police chase with Simon driving the Alzheimer diagnosed grandfather around and him being like, don't stop the car, so the police start chasing them, and then Eric and the police chief he's always hanging out with pull up, and Simon's like, oh no, now I'm in trouble. Dude, you're already in a high-speed chase with the car.
Yeah, this is a very middling episode.
It's not Matt getting secretly married on a first date to a Jewish girl.
Yeah, this is a very middling episode, because I feel like we probably got a Halloween episode next week, and then we got November sweeps episode, so it was all the thrilling things.
Yeah, I don't even, I'm gonna be honest, I really doubt there's, a Halloween episode.
Oh, because, it involves the devil. It's the devil's holiday.
I feel like Seventh Heaven didn't really go in on the holidays.
Yeah, you're right. No, actually, the next episode goes into, it's the aftermath of Mary and Robbie kissing and Wilson seeing them.
Lucy and Robbie kissing?
Whatever.
Plus, you know what? This is all the networks pushed back their premieres too.
Yeah.
Because of 9/11.
So this probably was supposed to be an end of September episode.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very mid episode. Although it was a good episode for us to do, I think. We're in the middle of the show's run. We're flat in the middle, so we can kind of talk about what's happened before, and I don't know what happens at the end, so this is the end of the run for me. This is when I was out. This
is what I remember. So we get Lucy marries Kevin, and they have a daughter, and then Matt leaves town with Sarah because they get an internship across country. They have some marriage problems a little bit, but then it's okay because Sarah has twins.
Yeah.
Mary eventually marries one guy she met one episode in season 3. He shows up, he's like, I'm Mary's husband. He doesn't show up with Mary, he just shows up at the Camden's house and he's like, I married Mary and we're having a son. The show is weird, and the last season, you don't see Matt really, you don't see Mary.
Yeah,
Lucy, you barely see Ruthie even at times. You don't see Simon at all.
Simon's gone. Mary comes back for a few episodes.
It ends the actual end of the series is the Camdens getting into an RV with Ruthie, T-Bone, Lucy, Savannah, Kevin, and these other people they have gathered in the last Haley Duff
and their lives,
and these 2 girls that they let live with them. One of them was married to Eric's adoptive brother.
Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah, it's just weird and crazy, and
they were basically just a boarding house for wayward teens.
Yeah,
essentially what the show became, because the original children just wanted nothing to do with the show anymore. They were out. They didn't want to deal with the creepy dad.
Barry Watson's listen, I got this pilot at ABC. I can't come in. I'm sorry.
Jessica Biel was married to Justin Timberlake or dating Justin. I think it was later on when they finally got hitched. Right?
Jessica Biel, when the series actually ended, the final season, she and Justin were dating.
Okay. So she was going places.
Yeah, because the next year after that, I remember they were at the ski resort, Monarch Ski Resort skiing, because my stepsister worked there at the time.
Well, they married in 2012.
And I think they had like a point where they broke up for a little while and then they got back together.
She definitely had like a rise to prominence period where she was like in movies. Like she was in that Freddie Prinze Jr. movie where like
Summer Catch.
It's like a baseball theme. Yeah, Summer Catch. The Rules of Attraction. Was she in Blue Crush? Was she in that movie?
No, she was in Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Oh yeah, one of the Blade movies.
And then she like hit the rom-com
circuit
with Valentine's Day and New Year's Eve. Like in Valentine's Day, her character gets with Jamie Foxx's character.
She began dating Justin Timberlake in January of 2007.
Yeah, so that makes sense. Okay.
So that's her. And she has 2 kids with him. I think she has a show on Apple TV, maybe.
She had something on Hulu. She just got a TikTok account because I saw her like trying to make a funny TikTok and it fell flat. And I was just like, I see what you're doing. You know, there are rumors of NSYNC reuniting and Justin's about to skyrocket to prominence again.
She's also into vaccine conspiracies too.
Yep.
I just remember that.
I just remember like they had like Justin had that one music video where they were dancing and it was so awkward. I was like, do you two know each other? Like I had forgotten they were married. And I was like, this is like weird. There's no chemistry here. This is really awkward. I'm kind of uncomfortable.
They probably don't even live at the same place, to be honest with you.
Probably not.
All right.
I 100% think it's a PR marriage.
It's keeping her in the spotlight, and it's making him look like he's unavailable.
I remember what you did to Brittany and Janet, Justin. I'm sorry.
That's Seventh Heaven.
Yeah, that was Seventh Heaven, and we are never doing that show again.
Maybe someday. Maybe someday we'll revisit it.
Maybe. I doubt it.
Or not.
I highly doubt it.
All right.
It took us how many years to do Seventh Heaven?
10 years.
10?
Do we know what we're doing next week? Is it going to be Halloween episodes next week?
I think so. I think it's about time because by the time you actually get this one out,
it'll be like November.
Yeah. So yeah, because considering I was like at work the other day, I'm like, oh, hey, we just posted a new episode. What did we post? Oh, the Charmed episode. What else do we have recorded?
Let's put a timestamp on this. It's September 1st right now.
September 1st, 2023.
Yeah, 2023. I forgot we have to put the year in there sometimes. Because this might not come out for like 4 years. You never know.
You never know. That Growing Pains episode is still locked in the vault.
The Growing Pains episode might come out before this. You never know. One never knows. All right. Who knows? Maybe we'll do Dracula next week. One never knows. We haven't picked anything out.
We haven't.
Just know it'll be a Halloween episode. We'll figure it out. Any last minute thoughts on Seventh Heaven?
I do miss Seventh Heaven TikTok because it hasn't come across my FYP lately.
It has not me either, because I would get like 3 a day.
I get one of the guys who's doing the Seventh Heaven TikToks, but he's doing the Berenstain Bears now.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I kind of miss Seventh Heaven TikTok where they talk about how just like wild and out of pocket the episodes are.
I think he just did too many at one time. He should have spaced them out over time to kind of keep the thrill alive.
Yeah, I think he got burned out. He's like, I can't watch this anymore.
He should have done like one a month or something.
Like one a week or something.
Yeah, one a week. But I was getting like 3 a day at one point.
Yeah, same.
Either that, like the algorithm just like flipped me off and just moved on to something else.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. My algorithm's been mostly like daycare providers making lunches. An NSYNC reunion.
I don't even know what I'm getting right now, to be honest. I was getting that Titanic submarine for a while, and like that kind of went away. And like now it's that
yeah.
I'm getting this like Gen X guy who's like listens to like Smashing Pumpkins songs, and it's like he's pretending to have a conversation with a friend, but it's like really himself. It's like have you seen that one?
Oh, I haven't gotten that guy at all.
I'll send you that one. I get him all the time.
I get some people who talk about TV, but they talk about it in this like weird, like uninterested monotone like voice.
Yeah, I get.
And then they get like half their like basic TV information wrong, like known stuff, and I just want to be like duet it and be like, "Fuck you, basic Google search, you motherfuckers."
Oh, they're like excited about something that like I already know.
And I'm just like, dude, this is like well known. Like, how do you not know this and get it wrong?
Who knows?
Kind of thing.
Where can you follow Wild Ass Adventures? Cat also the author. Where can you follow us?
You can follow us on Twitter at Very Podcast. You can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Tumblr. Did I say Instagram? I think I did. At A Very Special Podcast. Do not accept imitations because I think those pages are still up there and they haven't done anything in like 7 years.
Yeah, they're still floating around.
They're still floating around.
Eventually we'll stop talking about them, but for now we won't. We're still bitter.
Listen, one day they may just get a box of glitter dicks.
Yeah. You know what? Do we have their address? Do they have a P.O. box?
But yeah, and veryspecialpodcast.com. And you found us somehow. We're on YouTube, so like, subscribe, comment. I like seeing comments, so I think those are fun.
Yeah, we've been getting a lot of comments lately, so keep them up. Keep up the good work, guys.
Comment, say something.
All right. And yes, we know we got to do that one episode of The Girl in Pains that you want us to do. We'll get to it one day.
One day.
All right.
They're floating around out there, I promise.
As always.
As always, bye!
I got nothing.
Honestly, I didn't know what you could even attempt for this episode.